What do you see from your experience where accommodating turns into people pleasing and when it's not helpful?
So first of all, people pleasing isn't a bad thing. Again, this is
Mm,
a survival mechanism. So when my patients go, "Oh my gosh, I people please, such a bad thing." Well, it's like saying, "Oh my gosh,
mm,
I ran away from the issue. How dare I survive and run away?" It's a way of survival, and that's
mm,
okay. All it is an awareness of, okay, what happened that I did this? And was it
mm,
a sense of, and this is where we go with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So using Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the basic needs, food, water, shelter,
mhm,
air to sustain,
mm,
then it is the security, the stability, then is the sense of love and belonging.
mhm,
And normally, and then of course, the following is the esteem. So, for the most part, if your needs are met, you have stability, people tend to get stuck in the safety needs and the belonging needs. And so,
mm,
when that happens, you want to ask yourself, was I people pleasing, first of all, to survive because I felt that I was going to? Get killed,
mhm,
not be unalived, or was it a sense of belonging and safety?
mm.
So you want to really introspect when it comes to the unhealthy part. Now, going to your question, how do I know if it's healthy or unhealthy?
Right.
And yes, so in my framework that I use for the Empower Her Pathways, I use in everything that I've done within my framework is evidence based. So
Mm,
I realize, okay, there has to be a journey for a people pleaser. How do we get from point A to point B? What is
mm,
point A or to point B? And I used myself an example because I was full blown people pleaser,
mm,
and not saying that I'm not, but now as people pleasing in a healthy way. And I used the stages of change
mm,
for becoming, and then the stages of grief of letting go.
mm,
Because what happens is, in order to create, we must destroy.
mm,
And when people pleasers come to me, and as you mentioned, that your teacher was telling you, and you're like, oh my gosh, it was so hard. Well,
mhm.
yeah, you've created a habit that has been basically praised by society that it's
Right.
okay.
Yeah. So
Yes.
nice and so nice and so nice.
Yes. So now you got to brave the wilderness, like Brene Brown says, and go against the grain in society and programming and go, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? Because society's not agreeing with me. What am I
Mm,
going to do? But inside your gut, your instinct, your soul self, you knew that it was the right thing to do. So
mm,
there is that inner conflict within what people want and what you need.
mm,
And it's that process of letting go and
mm,
grieving the stages of grief of who you were to make people happy, to feel
mm,
safe, and becoming empowered, resilient, authentic.
mm,
And in that process, the first stage of being empowered is
mm.
really just to create awareness on the symptoms, characteristics, because you didn't know.
Right.
Exactly. The second stage, which is the resilience part, once you know, what do I do? We need to work on the emotions and the thoughts that created who you were and work with the inner
Mm,
conflict. As you said, it was so hard. Yes, there's
mhm,
inner conflict with who you were and who you are becoming. And we need to build resilience and skills such as the meditations that you provide
mm.
to help calm the nervous system.
Right.
Yes, to reteach it what safety is, what loving is.
Mm,
That's the second part, resilience. And then we have the final part, and this is the authenticity.
mm.
Finally embracing who you were, which has always been there, hidden,
Right.
hidden deep inside, on top of the people pleaser programming.
Mm.
Yes.
Wow, what a kind of layering. You're describing the whole process. And I really love how you combine because this idea of grieving, because we may hang on to who we think we are, like
Yeah.
as a fixated identity. A lot
Yeah.
of wisdom traditions, we speak about
Yeah.
that. And It's like, we're not a fixated concrete block of something,
Yeah.
but we think we're just this and we never change. But actually, it's like, what are we? We we formed a certain way of being. It was
Yeah.
learned,
Yeah.
and it may feel like that's it. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but is that true? Hello there, and thank you so much for stopping by this channel. I hope you find this content useful, and if you do, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It will really help me to reach to more people and keep this content going. Here we are journeying together, and let's see where this takes us.